We're from the country. We're from the country. We're from the country. And we're totally gay. That's Beyonce's new hit, and you're listening to Discombobulated in the morning. I just shit my pants. How's everybody doing? I'm your host, Bobby J Cox. Now that video's straight. Had my producer do it for me. Who's your me? I am the one who does it all. I am the one who knocks door to door asking if you've listened to Discombobulated. It's actually what a lot of people know that. It's actually people put, sponsors in theirs. I don't. I go door to door and I go, "Hi, have you heard the good word?" And they're like, "Of our Lord?" I'm like, Some would say he looked like him. He looks like God. He looks like Jesus Christ a little bit. The American one, the incorrect one. I know that's not what Jesus looks like. We all know that Jesus was a woman. How else do you think you get everyone sitting that 13 guys? Yeah, Jesus was a chick. Just how else you get 13 guys on one side of the table all just being like, "Hey, you mind if I..." Like, if you look at that picture, people think that they're discussing, they're just trying to sit closer to that Jesus girl. Bobby, they drew pictures of a beard. Yeah, that's to throw you. Jesus also had huge fucking tits. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that about Jesus Christ. A lot of people don't know about JC's big titties. Bet you didn't know about it. Bet you didn't know about G. Cry big tits. Did you know Jesus Christ had huge knockers? I didn't. That would get people in church way more. Dude, I would start going to church more. So I'll rise and look at this body. Look, because I grew up Catholic, and we had a Jesus that was pretty naked, but dick covered up. Now you got Jesus up there with some flapping titties. Yeah, dude, fucking, I used to not pay attention in church. Dude, I'm so going to be and I'm like, how could they do that to Jesus? Because if you just think that he was some guy, everyone's like, eventually, you grow up and you believe in Jesus maybe, and then you stop, kind of lose it, if you're me. And then eventually, the way to come back to it is to find out that archaeologists found out that Jesus Christ had a pair of Dunkin' Donuts on him. No one knows what that means. Yeah. I think that would bring people back. That's what they need to do, because it's like they're already lying. Like I'm not saying Jesus wasn't a person. I don't know. I wasn't there. None of us were. Well, we have evidence. Well, no, yeah. Did we have evidence that he was walking on water? That also sounds like something only without evidence that a hot girl could convey to a bunch of guys who would follow her endlessly. I walked on water. Oh my God, I'm sure. Yes, she did. Yes, she fucking did. Her dad's the most important guy in the world. Don't you know who my father is? Oh my God. Punch these up, Pilate. Anyway. Yeah, Jesus had humongous tits. That's something that I believe. Some people think the world's flat. It might be. I don't know. I've never been up very high. Only in spirit. But I tell you what, I don't know. The world might be flat, but Jesus Christ's chest was not. I'm trying to think of other stuff Jesus did that was funnier with him doing having big tits. Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. And he's like praying up and then like kind of pushing it. Hey, that's his dad. Hey, there's a lot of weird shit in the Bible. I don't remember a lot about Jesus. I feel like because the only thing I remember about Jesus is I feel like I like art. Like, so when I was like a kid, I would like walk around and I look at pictures of him and stuff. You real like, he just seemed like he was always just like, hey, just two fingers up, just, hey. Yeah, the two finger, that's him because he was fingering himself. Yeah, Jesus was a girl. Will you follow me endless? Sure, whatever you need, girl. For sure, dude, girl, whatever you want. What I'm trying, yeah, and then it's like he fished and then made a bunch of other fish. That kind of sounds like a rude joke now when you think about it, because people, not me, I would never say something like this, but I've heard people that I grew up with being like, "Oh, that girl smells like a fish." Maybe that was a joke that got misinterpreted later. Maybe early on, they were like, Jesus is like, I brought a fish, and people were like, yeah, more like 1 million. Oh, am I having the time of my life with myself? Well, what else would I be doing, you know? I don't know. But what's been going on? Oh man, lawsuit dude, I'm gonna fucking sue this gas station. Dude. Oh my God. So I went to go see, it was Saturday night. And I was in St. Louis, Missouri, and I look at my phone and I see that today, at that time, was the day my buddy Steven Taylor was doing his special. He was doing it Saturday and Sunday, 2 shows. And I was like, I looked at my phone and I was like, dude, I think I could make it there. You know, I was like, I think it's just far enough away. And I thought it started at 7:30. It started at 7. So I still was going to get there at like 8. But then getting there now, I got there at like 8. I probably like walked up there at like 8:10. He probably had like 20 minutes left. Which was awesome to be there, but it just sucks because I wanted to get there soon enough to like watch his whole set and be in the room. But instead I like peeked around the side because his girlfriend came out and she's like, oh my God, he should be so pumped that you're here. Come inside. I'm like, well, he's like already in his flow. Not that I think that he'd be like, oh, we have Bob. Like, I literally just think that like seeing someone when you're like at the end of your set that you didn't think was like, or whatever. So I was like, I'll just listen out here. So I got to see him, gave him big hugs, hung out all night, was going to spend the night and hang out. They even asked me to. And I said, I think I'm going to head on back home. And first of all, my buddy Steven has a special coming out. It's in the post-product station. So he has nutted inside of the special. And now the special is about to get edited and then become a baby. But it's his right. He could throw it away if he wanted to. That is your right. I think that's your right as a person. Drop my keys. Anyway, so yeah, I think that it's gonna be great, and then we got to hang out that night and just fucking have a great time. But then, alas, I had to head home, and him and his girlfriend were like, "You should stay." I was like, "I'm gonna go home," and I didn't drink at all. I just hung out, and I was like, "I'm just gonna drive back home to St. Louis." And on my way home, because it's about a 3.5, probably closer to 4 hours, 3:45, give or take. Across the whole state of Missouri I went. Across Missouri I went back. And I went to a gas station. And I took me a little pisseroo. And my life got turned upside down. While I was pissing, who flushes anymore? If you go to a place with you're like, what am I in a museum of toilets? But I'm standing at the fucking urinal, and I go to flush the toilet. It flushes itself or whatever. The toilet flushes. I piss. Toilet flushes. I turn. And I'm going to be honest, I've been watching a lot of war movies I've never seen. But I watched Platoon. I watched 1917 recently. I watched another one, Boondock Saints. That's a war movie, but of the United States. Who cares? So I piss, turn around, and then explode. Do you know how hard it is to break porcelain? I do, because I've worked in construction, so I've broken it. It doesn't break easy. It also doesn't, unless my huge hog fucking just sat in there and I don't know what happened. My piss is so powerful. I turned and the whole thing exploded. I turn and I like, it didn't even make sense. I turn around and I'm like, I turn around, there's a porcelain everywhere. I feel wet on the back. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? And then like my ears are ringing. And then I'm like, look down and I'm like, dude, this is like toilet water. And luckily this wasn't in the shitters. It was just in the pissers, which yes, it's not great, but I do think the water that comes out of the top is mostly clean. I don't know how someone would piss up in the thing, but anything's possible. But still, piss is better than me. I am so not a shit guy. And I know no one is, but like even like people are like, you can just change a baby. Like I'm going to be honest, if I could, I don't like that. Like I don't like shit. And I know that's like normal, but like I really don't like it. Okay, so anyway. I was like, oh, and I'm like, I have piss on me. So then I go and I'm like in line with piss on my back or whatever. And I was like, hey, excuse me, your toilet exploded? And she looked at me exactly how you would if someone said that a toilet exploded. She goes, huh? And she's like, I gotta go like get Sally or whatever. So she goes to get like one of the managers. And like she comes over and she's with two other people. Like it's like a little girl. I guess it's her daughter and her granddaughter. And I'm standing there with piss on my back. And she goes, this guy said the toilet exploded all over him. And she goes, hold on. I love you. Good to see you. I love you. Good to see you. Gave some half-ass hugs. I understand those. I grew up in a family of real sincere hugs and real half-ass hugs. They looked very similar. She gives this little girl, she gives her daughter a hug and then misses the little girl. She goes for a hug and I guess like realizes that I'm covered in toilet. So she like walks by them and I'm like, hey, so I'm not trying to, you can like, I guess say goodbye to your family. I'm sorry. A toilet exploded. And she goes, huh? I'm like, I know. So we go in the bathroom and she sees it all over the ground and she's like, what the, and there's other people in there. And I'm like, yeah, it exploded all over me. And she just stares at me. She just goes, I was like, I have toilet water over me. I'm like, I'm wondering if we can like, what do you do in this situation? She goes, well, I don't know. Like she said it like I'm a fucking jackass. And so we go up to the fucking counter and I was like, could I get some alcohol wipes maybe? Because it really wasn't a lot, but I was just like, can we get this? And also I want to like make an incident report. Cause like, I'm being honest, my ears are fucking ringing and I think I got hit with porcelain. And I'm not trying to be that. I'm not trying to be like, I got hit. I'm just like, dude, that was fucked up. And we start writing it down. And then she starts kind of being nice. She's like, okay, I kind of see what's going on now. But she was just so, I was like, I have like, if someone told me they had like shit water on, but maybe that was what happened because I have shit or water on, or piss water on me. People are like, you're not a person. Because even when I walked in the bathroom, another guy like saw what was happening. And you could tell he was like trying to pick what side. He's like, well, she's the manager. And that guy looks insane. And there's broken stuff. I think he's the wrong one. But yeah, it just exploded. I've never even heard or seen that before. And then she goes, if you go to the emergency room, like, let me know. And I was like, and I was like, on my way home, I was like, dude, I might go to the doctor because I have a ringing in my ear that has not stopped. This episode's sponsored by fucking Morgan and Morgan. And they're just two chicks that I know that told me I should call somebody who's a lawyer and ask for their help. Because I can't fucking hear anything. So that's it. Let me just make sure we are recording. We so much are. But yeah, dude, I've never had a toilet explode on me. And I was like, that would be my luck. I have bad luck. I have really bad luck. And but here's the thing. Do I have bad luck? Or am I just putting my chips down so much in the world of life? I'm all in so often that the odds of having luck going bad is more prevalent in my life. I'd like to say it's that one because if it's forces working against me, that's fucking scary. Like when people say God's on my side, I'm like, you better not lose that. You know, I did it the other way. I started with him on my side, and then I was like, this chick, I don't know if I'm going to listen to this chick. I have 2 of them on my shoulders. I don't even know these ladies. So, but yeah, toilet exploded on me, so life's going well. Life's going very, very, very good. What else? Because I've been going. I was in Nashville, Indy, Kansas City, and all those were last minute places, and it's so fun being a comic and just getting to show up and people already know you. You already get to have a good time. And I'm going to be in Kansas City in 2 weeks anyway, doing shows all over, 4 shows, 29th, 30th, 31st. Come out, see some shows. All at bobbyjcox.com. I had someone message me, where are your shows in Kansas City? And I know this person, and I'm like, yeah, fuck, dude, I have a... all that work, and what did it get me? Why did I do it? That's how I feel. And life's going real good. I messaged my mom the other day and asked if we could get dinner. She said, let me get back to you. I will check my calendar. And it is cool to realize that you are, at some point, you kind of become as close to your mom as you are a booker a couple states away, you know? Just like that, if I don't message him back, what's he going to do? He doesn't have any other moms. Oh, and if some people are like, hey, that's sad, guess what? It's really not, you know? Everyone has their woes. I do think it's funny. My mom will call me and I'll be like, hey, how are you doing? She goes, I don't mean to bother you. And I'm like, I've said for roughly 33 years of my life, you're not bothering me. But she grew up in, one of those worlds where women are just seem to always be in the way. And I understand that too, because I was a soft young boy. So they're like, he can't play football. But yeah, it's so funny when you message someone and they're like, let me check my calendar. And you know that person doesn't have one of those. Do you know what I'm saying? Isn't that funny? I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little too real. This is the Patreon part. I'll cut this part out. I like talking to people about their families because you realize that like some people have like such almost disgusting relationships with their parents. Like I tell my parents everything and I'm like, I haven't told my parents anything ever actually. I'm going to Brian's house. It's like, I'm not going to Brian's house. I actually would be going to Brian's house. I would never, all my friends are like, lie to your parents. I'm like, your parents don't hit you? That was it. I kind of grew up in the cusp of like kids that were like, fuck you. I don't have to do anything my parents say because there's no repercussions. There was some of those. And then some of our parents were like real tough. And so I feel like some of the, like my kid, like the kids that I knew were like, oh, it's like we're going to juvie. And I'm like, I get tried as an adult in my house. Oh, they're going to try you as an adult because you got a B+. Dude. Oh my God, I got to write that down. I can't. I'm on the thing. Well, could I tell Google to set me a reminder and that is as long as a joke I need to write down? Okay, Google, set a timer for 40 minutes called I Will Be Tried as an Adult.
40 minutes, and we're starting now.
Okay, Google, set a timer for 40 minutes called I Will Be Tried as an Adult.
Second timer, I will be tried as an adult for 40 minutes. And we're starting now.
Thank you. Me and my Google are actually getting along a lot better now. Jesus is a Girl. I have shows coming up in Kansas City. Then I will be in Janesville, Wisconsin, doing shows at the Comedy Cabin. I really can't wait for those. Literally. God, I saw a fucking video the other day. This is Joe Pilot. This is Joe Pilot speaking. Literally. I don't know why that voice is so funny. Oh, you guys, hang on one second. I think this little cute dog needs in. Dog! Dog, you need in? Oh, he sure does not. He sure does not. Taking a sip of water. Hope you don't mind. Hope you don't need it. Actually, didn't even need to clap. Doesn't really work that well. In today's age. Whenever I go like this, it looks like the bat symbol, right? I just can't get over it. And I just shaved so it looks like the updated bat symbol. What? I'm Batman. Did it last episode, I think, but just thought about it. Oh my God. This is an episode this week because it's also spring has come. We flash forward, fucking whatever. Do we spring forward or fall back ahead of time of nothing? I think good. No one cares. I think it's actually it's because of. You know what time I would want back? This conversation. I actually will have it though. I'll have any conversation. Nothing really pisses me off, and everything does at the same time. That's the duality of life. I push my fingers into my eyes. Oh yeah, but it's because it's like the beginning of spring. Everything feels so good. The last thing you want to do is focus, and even on a podcast. So my apologies. I love doing this, and I have fun, but it's hard to focus when I keep looking everywhere, and the sun just hitting me in my goddamn eyes, making me want to go outside and run amok. I did go for a long, nice walk, and I've been doing this thing for my knees because I've been watching the knees over the toes guy. Because I also want to be able to almost fall into a pool going forward and then have my knees stop me and go, "Ooh, no, not today." So I've been working on it, and I have to walk backwards. And I tell you what, people do not like that. People don't like a guy like me walking backwards. Because you're walking backwards and everyone's like, why the fuck is he walking backward? And then you kind of see me and you're like, oh, it's like a guy with long hair. Oh, it's because like I feel like they see me and they're like, that bitch wants to be different. That's why they're doing that. I'm like, no, I'm doing it to strengthen different parts of my knee and quad and get all these muscles strong so that when I'm 90, I can bend over. Instead of how I feel now is when I bend over, I go, oh my fucking God. And then I come back up and then I'm happy to be here. And then I sit down, it hurts. That's the point where I'm at, where even sitting hurts. Here, I'm fucking cross-legged. That's where all my pain starts. No more. No more. We sit like a man now. No more sitting like Jesus Christ the lady. We sit like a man. We sit up like a man, not like our Lord and Savior, Lady Christ. Ma'am? Yeah, the bread thing too. Oh! He turned some bread, and then he had bread, and then he made it a bunch of bread. That's a yeast joke. God was a lady. Jesus is a woman. They took that out of your history books. I tell you what. They took that shit right the fuck out, that Jesus was a woman. I do feel like maybe I've never heard someone else like kind of talk like this, but whenever I was like younger, I could never articulate it. But when I was like, I'm not saying I was like a kid that was like an atheist at all, because I definitely believed, because they were like, if you don't believe, then it doesn't work or whatever, like the Bell and the fucking Polar Express. So you're so scared to go through the threshold, you like don't want to. But I remember thinking about, this was like, for me, the thing I thought, it was like when they would talk about Jesus, I always thought that like, well, like how would he do that now? Like, how would he handle a lot of the situations we do? Because people will be like, you know, you could do this or this, but sometimes you can't. Like, I was just thinking, like, what if Jesus was just walking down like a busy street and then like a guy like punched him in the face? Would he really like fall down and be like, that guy knows not what he does? Especially if he had to have a job the next day. Well, he wouldn't have a job. But yeah, you're starting to get pickpocket, like in the world, you know, like that happened back then, but I feel like even now you can only sleep on the street for so long. Cause you're like, and then he's like, can I wash your feet? And everyone's like, ew, dude. Jesus could not be alive today. Dude, he really couldn't. Can I wash your feet? Get out of here, creep. Okay. I'm a man. Get it. You're trained. Like there's so many places that wouldn't, and I would let Jesus be anywhere. Trans Jesus, female Jesus, we use whatever bathroom. But when I was a kid, I just remember thinking that like, I bet he would snap. Like I'm like, he would get in traffic or like have to like have a plan, and then someone's like, you're running late, and he's like, okay, like. I would always think about him like he would have to like freak out a little bit. And I know you could be like, no, you don't have to play by the rules. And it's like, yeah, but to get traction, like, would he have to start like, and I remember I didn't think this back in the day, but like now I'm like, would he have to have like a YouTube page? Be like, I'm Jesus. Unless you want to die in hell, go ahead and smash that like button. He's got like fucking corny cuts, like, whoa, you're in the Jesus Christ corner. And his big titties. I'm Jesus. I'm Jesus Christ. Someone told me that a dishwasher that I know thinks they are the God, and that's scary. I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine. I was thinking about people who have like actual split personality, and I'm like, when does that happen? How does that happen? But then someone's like, no, this person can think that they are a god, and I'm like, I'm healthy. I've never thought that. I've never even been like high and thought that I'm not me. People are like, I kind of lost my ego, and I'm like, I think mine's like fucking set. I'll feel good about myself, but I've never felt like nothing. I don't know. Maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little tad. I haven't done my mushrooms in a while, which is where people think Christianity comes from. They probably took mushrooms and they were like, is that chick a dude or not? I don't know. But he's definitely white, even though there's no other white people around here. That is so fun. Did that happen like fast? Was that a quick, like no one pointed that out? They're like, also, the older whenever like in the 90s, and if you go to like thrift stores, you look like they do. He almost kind of looks like he could be any ethnicity a little bit. They did try. I think the androgynous ethnicity Jesus is the one that I like. And then that was the other thing when I was a kid. I was like, where does Jesus come, or does he have wet dreams? He has a body. Does he get boners? You know. I'm sure that's probably a bit from someone else, but that's something that like I would think of when I was like a kid. So you're like, how does he handle this fucking part of everything? Like being turned on, but I'd be like, hey, what's up? No, I'm not attracted to you for the rest of my life because that's how dedicated I am to God. Which almost, it's like doesn't even make sense a little bit. I don't know. I think being a good person is obviously good. Fucking duh. But the whole like, just to get through life without like having any of the fun stuff or like think certain things are like bad or whatever doesn't seem very good at all. He needs to come again, right? Isn't Jesus? When's that second coming of Jesus? And when he comes here, he's like, he just nuts on everybody because he's like, this was the second coming of Jesus. I told you guys this is what I was going to do. I told you guys I was going to nut here. You guys didn't listen. All right, everyone close their eyes. And you just hear like, you like open your eyes, you're like, oh, Jesus. And then you're like, oh, it's female Jesus. Actually flicking their bean. Okay, you go, girl. You go, girl. And instead of snapping like this in a Z, they do it in the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That's Jesus Christ's second coming, just like, I'm Jesus. Hey, like that would be sick, dude. Yeah, Jesus needs to come back and be lit and get tattoos and be trans if they want. Just don't play sports. I never liked the one of Jesus playing soccer. Like I know buddies who had that in their house, and it's like funny, but I can't picture like once you picture Jesus Christ playing sports, kind of takes a little bit of the whimsy away, doesn't it? Like, just picturing, like, Jesus, like, on the fucking sideline with, like, you know that photo they have of every athlete where they have, like, their shirt in their mouth, like, let's go! Like, just a picture, like, picturing Jesus, like, following back and forth. That's what I never understood, because they're like, God has our back. And I'm like, well, if God loves everybody, wouldn't he have their back, too? There's all the holes I saw as a kid, I was always just like, all right. My family has a lot of holes, too. I guess that's enough to keep this ship afloat. Bobby, you have some childhood problems, right? Yeah. Who doesn't? God, do you meet those people? Fucking, look, God, those people in fucking open-toe shoes all the time. My mom's my best friend. Shut up. Me and my mom, we actually go skinny dipping together because that's where we don't even, nudity is from, not weird with family. Shut up. My mom's the first person I call my mom what? God, is there any, as a person who might not be as close to your family, is there any, oh man, is there any real better feeling than when you go to call a loved one and they don't answer? You're like, well, that's okay. I tried my hardest. Well, that's okay. I didn't want to anyway. Uh-oh. They call you right back. Motherfucker. Hi. Uh-huh. You talk, I say uh-huh. I talk, you say uh-huh. Retain almost nothing. The older person says all the people who have died. Oh, that's crazy. I know. I'm doing things. Oh, I'm doing this. All these words mean nothing to you. Oh, I just performed in blah, 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 blah. For blah, 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 blah. I really love it. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's nice. Did you hear Daryl fell off a ladder onto his wife, killing him and their dog she was holding? No, I didn't. I got to meet one of my favorite comedians the other day. Oh, that's nice. How's following your dreams? I did what everyone else up and down this street does. Yeah, that's Marty. That's Paulie. That's Lucy. Hi. Yeah. Okay, just grow up. Do what we do. There's a guy who lives across the street, and I have tried to smile at him and his wife so many times. They talk to everybody around me. And I don't know what kind of energy my roommate was putting off before I moved in here, but I have tried very hard to smile. I even saw him walking in the park the other day and turned to look, and this motherfucker could not have been more like, as if he's like, I don't even have a neck that looks around. And then as soon as I pass him, it's going all over. Like, I'm just like walking backwards, watching that fuck. I don't know. It's just so funny it's so grand to watch people put up walls for absolutely no reason, because I see them talk to everyone else up and down the street, and I've tried a wave. This lady over here will give me a wave. I know the guy next here, I'll say hi to him, he'll awkwardly go yeah. The old lady next to us, I say hi all the time. Hi, just so you know, you can't park in my spot. No one did. I did do it one time, and she threatened to call the cops. I was like, I did not know that was your spot. It's in front of the handicap spot. I thought that was the handicap spot. We all are on just so you know, I live on a street where it's like you park on the street, I'm not like in this chick's driveway. But I wonder how young I have to look to her, because she's old as fuck. And like, I have a little like cousin, and I guess he's in high school now. When I see him, I'm like, what the fuck? That's even younger than I remember thinking. Even when it, like as you get older, you're like, wow, they even look, oh my God, I forgot. That's how young I looked. And now seeing it from even farther, I'm like, holy shit. So now that she's like 1,000 or whatever, and she sees me, I'm sure I have to just look. Like one night, I swear to God, she came out, we had a fire, and we were just sitting there, and she goes, hey, you're going to put that fire out, right? And I'm like, do you remember the conversation where I told you I used to be a firefighter? And you see this fire extinguisher right here in this water? The fire extinguisher wasn't there, but it was inside. But we did have we have a hose. Okay, just don't go inside until it's out. Okay, thank you. Shouldn't you be inside fucking counting your days? Bobby, hey. She started it. Bobby, her husband was probably in the Vietnam War. Yeah, and the other day I was in Vietnam when porcelain was fucking exploding all over the toilet. I do think as I get older, I don't think that whole thing about just being nice to old people. I think you give them a grace period. Because you give everyone a grace period. That's what you do with fucking everybody. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Good to see you. Hi. And then if they're next thing out of there, I'll call the cops if you don't get out of the space that's totally yours. Or available to everybody. Okay. What about, I'll do it in a second. It's fucking 7 a.m. You also have a garage you park in sometimes. Bobby, she's old. I'm living my life too, you know? And I think, let me check. I don't give a fuck. I keep dropping these. Okay, so these pants are about to be not, they got a little stain-a-rooney on them, right where my butt is, and I can't have people thinking I shit in my pants. So these are gonzos anyway, but they keep slipping out. That little Benny needs in. Benny, I'm coming, buddy. Don't you fret. Benny, you made me lost my train of thought, buddy. Come here, you cute little fuck. Come here. He's scared of the weirdest things. He's not crossing the fucking mic cord. Are you scared? Do you want to tell everyone hi? Oh, okay. You're so loud outside. Sometimes it's so weird you don't want to say anything now. This guy is so cute. This Benny boy is so cute. You can't see him. And if I tried to bring him up here, I would accidentally grab him in a weird way and he'd make a little sound. Because the boy is cute. The boy is fast. The boy is low. The boy's loving. But he's also a whiner. Bobby, so are you. I know. I think, yeah, I am kind of like a little bit of like a fuck you kind of a thing. What's funny is too, I heard like someone who I know was making fun of somebody for a thing they like very knowingly do. Like, and I feel like I'll tell someone, I'll be like, God, this guy wouldn't shut the fuck up. And as a guy who can't shut the fuck up, he really couldn't. And then the person will laugh really hard because they're like, that's right. You are right about you and him. That's why it's so funny. I'm really good at this. We're from the country. We're from the country. We're from the country, and we're totally gay, yeah. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody calls you friend. Jesus Christ has titties, so grab your shoes and come on in. Yeah, we got some fish, and we got some. We're from the country, and Jesus is gay. God's gay, actually, I have a bit. We're all a little gay. It's not, we're not far away from everyone just being gay, right? Where it's like in our DNA, like our DNA is just like, do you see what's going on out there? How about we stop confusing them? Oh, listen, I almost bought tickets to the show of gay. And I was just like, I could just tell sometimes you could just walk up to a bar from the outside and be like, that's not for me at all. But I'll go to a gay bar. I like a gay bar. Not the ones that I've been to lately, because something's happening where I don't know where the best place to hang out is, but gay bars were fun. When I was coming up, like after a comedy show, we'd all go to a gay bar. And it was so fun and freeing because everyone there is being free, and then you felt free because it was like a judgment-free zone. And I felt welcome, and I feel like there might be some gay people that are like, well, it should just be gay, and I'm like, I don't know how all the fucking exclusions works of being too exclusive or not exclusive, but they let me walk in and thought, whatever. So I've hung out there, and it used to be a place where you would meet people, and it was like, It was fun. Groups would meet groups. You're like, this is fucking so fun. To avoid the broiness of fucking what happens over there. The fucking, you go out to a bar and you bump into somebody, guys, like, you're like, oh, sorry. Just like, fuck you. Hey, I'll buy a cigarette from you. How fucking $5? You're like, what? So then you go to the gay bar, but now the guys at the gay bar are starting to act just like fucking dudes. Like, I think I've talked about this before, but a guy like bumped into me and I was like, oh, it's all right. And then he's like, it's fine. And then he like fucking had his like a big, like literally a fan to fan himself. And it like brushed my eye right here. I was like, and all I did was walk away. Isn't that what they fucking say you're supposed to do? And then he comes up and grabs me and he's like, it's fine. I'm like, it's all right. And I kept trying to get away. He's like, it's fine. I'm like, but it was just never like that. It used to be such a fun place. And now what is fun? Everyone's making fun of people. Everything sucks. Oh, and now there's so many people online like, dude, people keep stealing Amazon packages. Guess what? Have you seen that Amazon has the solution? Amazon Garage Key or whatever. Now, because the commercial's like the fucking dawn of the what was that? Beginning of the Barbie movie, if that's what you know. But Space Odyssey, that bah, 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 bah. And it's like the garage door opening and a guy there who can set the Amazon package inside the garage with all your other valuable stuff. So now instead of getting one Amazon Prime package stolen off of your porch, maybe now your garage is going to open up and your fucking man cave fridge, your fucking Bud Light posters and fucking, I mean, you are going to get ransacked. And you know, dude, I can't wait. There's going to be a huge lawsuit, right? There's got to be one where someone opens it. There, people have been watching, driving, been like, I could use a kayak. Well, Bobby, there's going to be video cameras. There's going to be people still steal. And I don't think everything's bad. And I don't think it happens all the time. But I do think this is a bad idea. Then you open your garage and eventually it's like, listen, we know that didn't work and we're sorry. Now the entry, you get in the garage, then that shuts. Now, and then you're not allowed to just set the package in there because it could get stolen when you open up the garage again. Now you have to go inside the house and set the package down. And then now you're in my home, but at least no one can steal anything from my garage. And then you go out the front door, but it's like a doggy door for Amazon drivers. You and your stupid backing up bands that go, sounds like a fucking like cat. What happened to beep, 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 back it up? Beep, beep, beep. We've all seen Seinfeld. That's what they did. And it does get your attention more, so I guess that's better. I guess they changed from the beep, so somehow that's better. Whose fucking idea was that? Hey, do you guys want beep, beep, beep? I actually have an idea to be different with Amazon. Instead of even like a fun song. Okay. And we will get in every garage in America where your most precious, expensive assets are besides your home and your kids and your dog and your your spouse who's cheating. I'm not laughing at that I think my joke I just said is so funny. I just have to be honest. So yesterday while driving Lyft, which is something I do sometimes, I am pretty sure that I dropped a guy off, which is another weird thing. Just get in a car with a guy who that day decided, hey, I'll drive Lyft. I need some money to save up for something. I have a car. Work for our company. Go pick up someone right now. And I picked up a guy. And he had like a nervous energy. Like he got in my car and he's like, sorry. And I'm like, you're good. And we start driving. He's being real quiet, and I kind of ask him I just said one. I'll just say one thing because I don't like talking in that situation. I was just like, I don't remember what I said. Nice day, whatever. It's like, yeah. And I looked in the rear view, and he's kept pulling his hair down because he's balding. Kept pulling his hair down. And I saw he had a wedding ring on. And I was like, okay. And we drove into the subdivision. As we kept getting closer, I know a lot of married guys. And I've never seen any of them fix their hair for their wife. Not once. Not one motherfucking time and once at all. 0 times. 0 times have I ever seen a man for his woman he is married to. So this guy, and just how I was dropping him off and how he was walking up to the door and the time, because I was also picking him up and he seemed it was from a bar and he seemed a little tipsy. Bobby, you're not allowed to, what are you gonna know him? And I dropped him off and I just was I'm am I either that good at reading people, or is that the beginning of me losing my mind, is thinking I know? I'm I know exactly what that guy's doing. And instead, he was actually just fixing his hair because he wanted to look good for me. And he thought maybe I was one of those OnlyFans Uber drivers. Hey, I could drop you off, big boy. That's what I'm going to start saying. Big boy. Someone gets in my car. Hey, are you big boy? No? Okay. They drive off. I say the person never showed. Impossible on the app. I'm just kidding. I don't do a lot of bits while I'm driving. That would be funny if I was oh, I'm actually a comedian. I saw a meme today from Dumb and Dumber with fucking Lloyd when he's driving the car, whatever. He goes, it's not my only job. I was I haven't seen that movie in forever. I got worms. That's what we're going to call it. I want people to get in my car and they get in and I have all the lights from the cash cabin. I have all the lights from the cash cabin, and when you get in, it starts ding, ding, ding. They're oh shit. And I'm fuck. And I hit a button and I'm are you Tim? Yeah, am I on the cash cab? No, they sold it to me, and I do not know how to stop this from going off. I have a couple questions I can ask you. You won't win anything at all, but they left him in the car, so I can ask them to you. I pick him up. It's paper. I'm what? Shit. Am I in the cash cab? No. We drive quietly to the airport. Where are you from? Before they answer, I go, where are you from? Cool. Cool. This guy sucks. That's the podcast. Hey, Jesus was a woman. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye.